We have 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hello, everybody out there on YouTube. We are the Middle Aged Guys, and we are coming you again to bullshit about, and I mean bullshit, about the Atari box, which is now known as the Atari VCS. Okay, before the rant starts, let me just introduce ourselves. I am the Reverend
15 here.
And I'm Grey Mouse 1.
Okay, GDC, Game Developers Conference 2018, was held last weekend. Let's see here. Basically, over the course of the 17th, 18th, and 19th of March 2018. Last week, Atari was at the GDC, and they had people at their booth, and they made a big announcement that the Atari box, which people have long have been hearing about, and for easily the past, 6 months now? 6 months, actually more than 6 months now that I think about it, because their grand Kickstarter theme run was supposed to start back in October, and that's
Indiegogo.
Yeah, Indiegogo. That was supposed to start back in October. That's a good 6 months ago. So, well,
it's been over a year.
Yeah,
actually.
So it's been about a year since we've had rumblings of Atari saying that they're going back into the console race, all right? And then they unveiled their whole thing, and they started up email campaigns, and they started up going ahead and sending out videos and pictures of prototypes and stuff like that. Well, the folks at GDC and the folks who actually went out of their way to look at it were like, hey, look, this looks like a really slick system, all right? But we don't know what it does. In fact, here is a headline from Engadget, who, out of, most of the mainstream industry websites, I'm not a fan of a lot of them, but Engadget is usually pretty good and pretty partial. Their whole title line reads, Atari shows its non-functional VCS console prototype at GDC 2018, which, in a nutshell, if you see any of the YouTube videos that are out there from folks who are actually at GDC and have actually seen the Atari box in person, put hands on it, looked at the retro controller and then the new updated modern controller and everything else, all of them said the same thing. Hey, this looks pretty slick, but we don't know what it does. Nobody knows what it does. All right. And the whole change to the VCS, well, that's, if nothing says we're trying to market on nostalgia more than that, well, it's, yeah. We've had thoughts on this, but guys, before I get into anything really deep or too ranting, what are your thoughts on this one?
Do we really have to say anything more? I mean, come on. We gave our reasons as to why that this wasn't going to be a big thing to look forward to, and it still isn't. I mean, hell, look, I still have a 2600, Atari 2600,
An actual VCS
that plays cartridges with the joystick on my CRT TV that's right over there, okay? Still works, still play it. It's just a damn shame that it went the way that it did, because, again, I would love to see another company enter the console race and to be taken seriously, especially bring out some new exclusives, some new games, some new titles to take our fucking money. But this is not something that's going to do so. Grey Mouse, what are your thoughts?
I have a lot of thoughts, actually. Ever since its beginning, I always had doubt. I mean, how many times has Atari switched hands since the early 80s? I could count at least 5. And Atari, and what I am concerned about is that this is not the Atari that you remember as a kid on the 2600. It's not the same people. They're so far removed from it at this point in time that they have nothing to do with it. And there's this innovation of it, they're just trying to sell it by its name, and that's not enough. It really isn't. And then so the Kickstarter was supposed to go in October, and they pulled back on that. What, a week or 2 weeks before? No, a week. Like 5 days.
The day of.
It was like of where it was supposed to go live. Talk about one key component was not available for it to work. So from October to now, what's that? That's about 7 months if my calculations are correct.
6.
Maybe even a little bit longer. So you're telling me that from then and then now you still don't have a working prototype and you expect people to jump on and give you money? Are you fucking insane? It blows my mind. I mean, I don't understand. I cannot, and I will not support this until I see something that works, something that don't even know what games it's going to have. Yeah, it's going to emulate Atari 2600 games, or Atari games for that matter. But what other things are they going to be? Other than a top set box that sits underneath my TV with all my other consoles that I have, that I've been collecting since I was a kid. It just makes no sense to me, and I'm definitely not going to support this at all. I mean, I think they're trying to, trying to tug at the nostalgia thing that's been going on for the last 2 or 3 years. But somebody needs to tell Atari that, people have moved on from that. The top of the nostalgia, the big nostalgic thing has long since passed, and we're on the downside of it. Now people want new things. I just don't see any point in me investing $300, which I could buy another Switch for that amount, that I know that I'll get good quality games out of it and original games out of it. That's just my opinion. I got other modern machines that I can get games for and put my money for than this thing. It's just the way I'm not trying to be cynical or anything. I'm just being truthful.
I got machines in the past that I could put my money to.
No, yeah, me too. I mean, I could, my increasing, growing collection here of games that I've had and games that I couldn't get during their lifetimes, I could put that money into them. At least I know when I turn it on, I'll know what I'm playing or what it does. How do you go to the game developers conference without a working prototype and then talk, give me money? What? I mean, I believe in capitalism, but my God.
No, they're not capitalizing. Everything is lowercase from this at this point.
No. What? No, you're not getting my money. No. You don't have a working prototype. What does it do? I don't know. What games is it going to play? I don't know. It's just here. Look at the real wood-grained outfit on it. Look at it. Doesn't that remind you of the Twin?
Yeah, look at the wood. It can play old Atari games. Wait. Every computer and even smartphone can do that now. So I really don't understand.
But you can't get a wood grain on.
Wait a minute. Atari hasn't been Atari ever since. I mean, not even when the Jaguar came out, Atari wasn't Atari anymore.
Well, that's what I was saying. Atari has not been Atari since.
Yeah, for this. Yeah. Atari hasn't been. If people are going to get it for nostalgic reasons, wait a minute. There are the Atari flashbacks, and there are even Atari collections that are on the modern console. So I don't understand why they would come out with this for nostalgic purposes and not anything totally new in the market.
It's a pipe dream.
Was any third-party support announced for this thing?
No.
Exactly.
It's a pipe dream. Like you said, I could get that Atari flashback from freaking
all 7 of them.
From freaking
all of that up will probably cost less than this, and you'll get games for it.
Yeah, I could get that from Target or Walmart for what, $20? And you expect me to pay $30? No. Are you
No,
insane?
you expect me to pay $300
Or $300? I meant. That's it. Yeah. No.
Rev, do you have any more thoughts? Seriously. Because we went through this, and now that they had presented this, and for all you motherfuckers out there that, you know, try to steer this into positive again.
I mean, look at this. It's fucking laughable. This is this a joke? This is a bad joke. This is at a point to where the comedian needs to hang up and find another career path. Joke.
All right, here's what's going on. Okay. Do I have any more thoughts on this? I do. None of them are positive. Okay, let me just put it out there right now. All right. Look, them going back to the well, back to day one, backpedaling all the way where they have to sit there and say, "Oh, remember what the original Atari was called?" For all you really smart gamers, it wasn't the 2600. It was the VCS. Now we're going to go ahead and actually attach that to us to give us to some sort of fucking legitimacy. Are you fucking kidding me? Fuck you, okay? No, fuck you twice. All right? Look, like I said before in previous other videos, all right? And I'm talking to you assholes out there who are going to be watching this and saying, "Oh, you guys don't want to give the original video game company fucking love." I'm not. You know why? Because this is not them. All right? This is not the fucking Bushnells. In fact, guess what? GDC themselves, they decided to go ahead and retract the Pioneer Award that they were going to go ahead and give to Nolan Bushnell this year because of the fucking Me Too movement and the Time's Up movement. All right? So you're going to sit there, you're going to tell me Fred Chesnays and Infograms, these motherfuckers who just a few months ago were asking motherfuckers to kickstart, not kickstart, but go ahead and invest and crowdfund fucking Roller Coaster Tycoon to go onto the Switch, where if you went ahead and you invested $250, you were eligible for 25% off the retail price of fucking Roller Coaster Tycoon to go to the fucking Switch. All right?
Hey, wait. I've already paid tribute.
Okay. Look, like I said, that is the Atari VCS. Whatever the fuck they went ahead, they brought to GDC 2018 is a fucking box with LED lights on it with wood grain finish. And that's it. Okay? Look, and you're sitting there, you're telling me that, oh yeah, well it's got PC fucking internals. It's gonna be running Linux. Can you tell me the last time game-worthy drivers have been on a Linux system? The Steam boxes were running Linux, and guess what? They had all the real money of Valve behind them. How fucking successful were they? Seriously, no. Every time I sit there and I talk about this, and some asshole goes ahead and they pipe in, "Oh, you're just being a hater." No, I'm not. I'm being a fucking realist, all right? I'm somebody who's entrenched in this bullshit, all right? I am part of the industry. I am employed in the fucking industry, all right? I know how it fucking works, okay? And you're sitting there and you're telling me that these assholes want to go ahead and get away with crowdfunding a console with no third-party support, that nobody who's outside of their company, who's put their hands on the fucking thing, on the console, or on the controller, or actually seen the fucking unit itself, the only thing that they can say about it is that they don't know what the fuck it does, other than the fact that the fucking LED, the Atari logo up on front fucking lights up when you put power to it.
Don't forget, it's an Xbox controller, too.
I don't get that. It could be whatever fucking controller. I mean, it could be some throwaway Ouya controller for all I know. All right, they went ahead and they replaced one of the fucking circular pads on the analog stick, so there's a bright fucking red, like the single red joystick button on the Atari consoles from back then. But guess what? I would have a better time going out of my way searching for individual fucking components. All right, of an Atari VCS. Okay. At flea markets.
You know what makes this most...
Desoldering those things, putting them back together by fucking hand, scotch tape and duct tape and super glue.
You know what makes this
And
worse?
at the end of all of that, I would have something working and more functional than what the fuck showed up at the VCS fucking booth at GDC 2018.
You know what makes it
Anybody
worse?
out there, prove me wrong on that.
You know what makes it worse is the fact that they're using old school name, the original name of the Atari.
It's fucking desperate. It's fucking desperate. It's like sitting there going out of the way and saying, Gray Mouse. What's the name of your favorite child? I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna name my game after your favorite child. Please buy it. Theme. What's the one thing that you love in all the world? What's the one thing you love in all the world? Oh, I can go ahead and I can call this console Intercourse 2000. All right, I'm still not going to fucking buy it.
I think the coup de grace that really, really offended me about all of this is to say that, yes, you can play your 2600 games with it. Wait a minute. People have been doing that on computers for the last 2 decades, minimum.
I was going to say, man, you might as well pull that back to about 30 years, man.
No, because computers weren't all that great.
That's the point. That's what I'm saying.
But
no, it doesn't take much to take those ROMs and play those ROMs is the point.
No, but my point is, you're telling me that shit that motherfuckers have already most likely have right now, you're telling me that's its selling point? You're telling me that's the selling point, like 2,600 games.
The prototype don't work.
Wait a minute.
It barely turns
They're
on.
trying to say that that's what they're going to be able to do. And I'm like, wait a second here. You're telling me that a selling point is some shit that we already got, or that it's easily capable to be getting.
Even then, here's the thing. Here is the scary thing to think about that, okay? Is that even then, at that point, they're saying it's going to run Linux. They're saying it's going to run old school Atari games, and that it's going to be capable of running more modern games. However, at the GDC 2018, where they could have had the best showing, the biggest opportunity to go ahead and give out any new, bright information that nobody else has seen before, all right? What do they have? A fucking wood grain box with LEDs on it that lit up when you put power to the fucking thing. Okay? Anybody who had questions, who looked at the thing, played around with the thing, they couldn't even confirm whether or not the controllers that were actually there could actually sync up to the fucking console that was in front of them. Because guess what? Those controllers were prototypes too.
So
I mean,
so how much
there is nothing
from people already.
Nothing. But here's the thing. They shouldn't be getting any money from anybody if they want to be taken seriously in the first fucking place. No. All right. I've said that from day one. They shouldn't be going ahead and looking at crowdfunding this fucking thing. All right. If they want to be considered an actual competitor, all right, they shouldn't be doing that anyways. Okay. Number two, even at that point where you're crowdfunding anything, from the very fucking beginning, all right, the one thing that has had me in trepidation, in reserve about this, okay, and then turn from reservation to all out, no, no, this is not something I want to go ahead and touch, is that nothing has come from Atari themselves as something proof positive is that this is what it does. This is what's under the hood, all right? Nothing proof positive at all, okay? All we've gotten so far was video renders, some prototypes that light up when you put power onto them, okay? You have pictures. You don't have video. You have pictures that are like, oh, look, the Atari box playing games. They don't even show the back of the fucking console to see if it's even hooked up to the fucking TV. It could be a fucking PC sitting underneath running Launchbox, okay, with the fucking Atari cartridges on the front end.
So basically, it's a car, the outer shell, maybe some fake ass wheels that that say Goodyear on them, not Goodyear. Tires don't say Goodyear. And basically, you don't look under the hood. You don't see. You don't know if it has an engine. You don't wait again.
Well, no, look. You know what tells you the most information? There's a reason why it's not on Kickstarter. There's a reason why it's on Indiegogo. Because Kickstarter would not allow this monstrosity piece of shit that was showed at GDC to ever get anywhere. Indiegogo, they don't care. All you got to do is have a picture of 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 a prototype. Then they'll allow you to do whatever you want. I mean, look. Out of the three of us, we could come up with something more sophisticated than what they showed at the GDC this year, and that's sad.
Yeah, because we give a fuck about gaming.
No. I'm talking about somebody who don't know anything about developing a console. We could come up with something.
Yeah, because we
more sophisticated than them. This is just a money grab. Wait. Isn't this the same company that still owes people money for their failed other project? What was that other project? There's something else that they did here in the last couple of years.
All I know is that this is a damn shame.
No, it's a scam. This is a fucking scam. If you can't see scam written all over this shit, then...
And you know what?
It's a scam. It's a money scam.
You know what?
It's worse than the fucking it's worse than the pyramid scheme.
Oh, okay, look. I'm not even gonna take the high road in this. We told you so. For all you motherfuckers out there that were saying things otherwise, and were saying that we were just fanboys or whatever in Atari, and you don't know his history and things like that, even though we explained that shit on the video, even though I pulled out my fucking Atari 2600, the first 3 to fucking 5 minutes of that shit. Again, we told you so.
What's that old cliche about a fool and his money?
I don't even give a fuck.
I'm just saying.
I don't even go there. I'm just going to say that like that until I close out with credits.
I think we need to do that. I think we need to do the credits. Let's
Yeah. Here's the thing, folks. All right. If you stayed with us up until this point, thank you very much. Atari, in their current form, all right. Now wants the Atari box to be known as the Atari VCS in a very, very sad attempt to tug at your nostalgic heartstrings. Here's the thing. Whether or not you're a fan of the old Atari company as it was a long, long time ago, or whether or not something like that, evokes heartfelt feelings from your childhood or whatnot, the truth of the matter is that folks who are putting together this thing that they brought over to GDC 2018, they are not the same people. All right. It is not the same company. Not only that, but guess what? The thing about it is that, like I've said multiple times in other videos, and probably in less vitriolic states, is that unfortunately, right now the best that anybody at all can say about this thing is that it's a slick looking device, but nobody knows what the fuck it does. All right, and I'm sorry, you cannot convince me. And I hope you can't convince anybody else of sound, reasonable mind that if your device, which nobody has any idea what it fucking does, is worth $300, and that it's going to be the next big console force in the video game industry. All right, that's just how that is. Okay, but like always, folks, let me go ahead and ask you. What do you think about it? What do you think about the development for the Atari box as it is, as little of the information that's shown up? The fact that they've changed the name to the VCS, they don't want to be called the Atari box anymore, that they've shown off those prototype controllers and other stuff like that. You can tell us your thoughts on all that by leaving us a comment below. While you're at it, mash on that like button. We'd really appreciate it. If you really didn't like the video as it stands, you can go ahead and hit dislike. I'm not going to blame you. Regardless of that, if you're really interested in what we're doing here and you like what we're doing, you want to stick around, I do encourage you to go ahead and hit subscribe, turn on those notifications, and you'll know whenever any of us go ahead and drop out a new video on YouTube. All right. With all of that, yeah, this bullshit right here, this ends. All right. I'm the Reverend.
The thing here.
And I'm Grey Mouse 1.
Once again, for the benefits of common sense, logic, and gaming, something that the Atari VCS doesn't have any of. Credits.